to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Eccles.
And we're back. Once again, it is Friday evening, and we are tucked away in the war room somewhere in the high desert of southern Idaho. And this evening, I am joined by Mr. Dean.
Greetings.
And we are joined also by Mr. Mark, who is busy licking the microphone a little while ago.
Yeah, well, when you say high desert,
that
doesn't mean
high,
like pot smoking high. It means
speaking of high,
yeah.
We'll get back to me.
We'll
talk about my adventures. What about you? We haven't seen you for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Where you been?
I don't know. I honestly, I just kind of.
You were on a 4-wheeler trip. We talked about that.
Did you fell off the face of the earth for a while?
Did you even listen to that episode? Did you listen to the one where we talked about you?
Honestly, I haven't listened to anything.
Not wanting to join us?
I've wanted to.
Tarver thought maybe you got a girlfriend and you just ditched us for her.
You know, that thought had crossed my mind at one time, but I knew it wasn't ever going to happen. So.
Did you get a puppy?
No.
That's even better.
No, I kind of just I'll be honest, I kind of just forgot about everything and just
did whatever.
Next thing you know, it was Saturday night, and tonight's Friday, but it was Saturday night, and it was already past 6, and I'm like, oh crap, the podcast. You know, there's a couple nights that I honestly just forgot about it.
It's okay. We were just giving you a hard time. I mean, it is what it is. What have you done since we saw you last that's been Second Amendment related, besides the usual, selling firearms?
I did buy a firearm.
Whoa, what'd you buy?
Well, you did a raffle recently with For the school.
Yeah. Which you didn't win, by the way.
Yeah.
We got it.
I realized that when you said you gave
the
it away.
raffle gun that you invested in to raffle off was the same gun that I ended up buying. Not the one that from the winner, but another one just like it.
Right.
So it was a Bushmaster XM15 quick response carbine, which wouldn't be my first choice, but the price that I got it at was just too hard to pass up. So that's why I bought it.
I never actually got I didn't even open the box on the one that I raffled off to even look at it. So, was it pretty slick or?
It has the optic, comes with a little red dot on it, and then it had a 30-round mag with it. And
it'd do the job, but it's not
pretty
super
basic.
Fancy.
It's got the thin barrel and it doesn't have the front sight post. It has a gas block, and that's about it. It's just a
right.
But for the amount of money that I bought it for, it was hard to pass up.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you bought a gun.
Yep.
What about you, Mr. Dean? It's dead air, man.
Crickets.
I need that. Oh, I wish we were doing better. I'd buy me the board with all the sound effects.
I should have got the sound effects ready for that one.
I'll dub them in later, man.
Okay, yeah.
True.
Maybe.
True.
I lie. I'm just lying. So what have you been up to?
Just work. Saw the worst case of hemorrhoids I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah. Well, look at no.
I mean, well, look at this.
I'm gonna put a zipper sound effect in there.
It was. Oh boy, it was so bad I almost threw up. On the guy. Yeah.
Oh man. This is a gun show, dude.
And the stories he told about it were just we won't go there.
I almost had that in my mouth before he said that, and if I would have spit it everywhere.
This is a gun show.
Imagine a bell and the clapper hanging down.
Oh, to let you know what I was talking about when I had that in my mouth. I was talking about my Mountain Dew. I was just about to take a drink when Dean said he almost threw up, and I would have spit the Mountain Dew out.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the hemorrhoids and all that stuff. I didn't have that in my mouth.
Yeah. So what have you done that was Second Amendment related? I don't need to know about everything else.
About work, yeah. Luckily, when they're that bad, I don't have to see them. I just refer them out. But he had lots of selfies that he took.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right?
I'm going to post these on Facebook.
Right. And he
my,
said,
my contact pictures.
oh,
I want to Snapchat this
My
shit.
new Tinder profile right here. Swipe
if it,
left.
had, if it had smell-o-vision, he said it smells like a potato salad.
God. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, go on. Anything
And,
with guns.
with guns.
With guns, with firearms. Have you been reloading?
I'm going to
I
throw
haven't even been out to my man cave. I haven't done anything.
I kind of partially bolted down my reloader.
You did. Look, you got all 3 of them up there.
I know.
That's nice.
I don't know why, but
So is that one that's closest to us? That's a progressive,
that's
right?
the progressive.
Yeah.
I forgot how it even works. I get the book back out again. It's been so long.
But it's all Lee.
Yeah, it's all it
Lee
works.
products. Yeah, I like Lee.
It works.
I really like Lee. Yeah.
So nothing
Like
else.
I'm trying to think.
Mm-hmm.
I switched carry guns for
Or what?
I don't know.
Religious reasons.
Well, it deals with religion, but we're not supposed to do it anymore because
Okay.
they came down.
So that answers my next question. So
Yeah.
okay,
That-
I understand. I feel you. I hear you.
So,
Yeah.
what do you carry a pickle now or what?
Instead of no, no, I actually carry a large turnip.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's got a good grip. And
Have you ever been hit by one of those? It hurts.
Yeah.
So
That'll leave a lump.
if you
Yeah.
were to do what you said some people may do, what would be your chosen caliber to do so with?
45.
Okay,
Or
gotcha.
44.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the bigger the better.
Bigger the better.
The bigger holes you can make in your.
There you go.
In your, if you can ventilate it, you want to exsanguinate. Shoot to exsanguinate.
Big hole is not always a good thing.
Well, if you have hemorrhoids,
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
dong.
but the church came out now, right? I mean, they said you sent me something that they went into what happens during
Oh yeah. Well, so first we learned, we talked about this on another show. You're not supposed to carry anymore. They're prohibited. Any weapon is prohibited.
prohibit me, I dare you.
I know, right? So I got something a little bit more that doesn't profile as much.
Okay.
Anyway, and so the new document they just came out with comes from the church security Department of Security.
I love it.
I know, right?
Go, keep reading. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it because I read that
Gotcha.
article. I read that little whatever.
Right. And it's just an update to procedures for being safe
Right.
at the church house, and it talks about things like always be vigilant, don't be alone in the building. If you go to the parking lot, make sure you go with someone. Don't be alone anywhere.
Kind of acting like they care.
Yeah, and then
Sounds like it.
they again they reiterate they don't elaborate on weapons are prohibited. They just state the same statement that's in the handbook in this letter is there again.
And they want you to call law enforcement, and then you need to call church security.
Right, just to let them know what happened.
What the hell's that going to do?
Does that mean like you just put your hands by your mouth and
Church security. That's right.
I mean, what do you call it?
I think you
Ghostbusters.
just,
you guys!
you just open up Alexa and say,
Oh yeah, there you go.
Call
Alexa,
church
call
security.
church security.
Bring me my firearm.
There you go.
So I love it because
then-
go ahead. You're good.
Well, no, yeah,
I'll step in.
about the they make the statement, no weapons. They don't elaborate or anything on that, and then they go
Right.
through what you should do, like you said, call the cops.
Play possum.
I don't know. Well, they
I
get to
mean-
the end of the document is run,
Hide,
fight.
fight. Even the schools don't teach that anymore.
Fight what? Like fight with what?
Well,
Your
it
good
says
looks?
it says in there what to fight with.
your comb,
It says in there. It says in there what to fight with. It says whatever is around you, use it as a weapon.
Throw their
And-
church pew at them.
Right.
But you're not allowed to have your firearms, but you're allowed to use whatever is around you as a weapon.
And I think it also said, I don't have it in front of me,
Ridiculous.
but it also said try to organize yourselves.
Asinine. I am organized. I carry my security with me
Right?
because you won't send me any. I have to call them, and they're in Utah. They're gonna rush right down
Right.
and save me.
And yeah, so are the cops.
Yeah. Freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
run-
it says in there, make sure you protect the children. Well, I was trying to till you told me I had to leave my firearm at home.
Right. Yeah.
I don't
I don't understand either.
Mhm.
I don't
I
understand.
could see the frustration.
Yeah, it is very frustrating.
Yeah, they don't want you to bring a weapon, but you're able to use whatever's around you as a weapon. They ain't gonna like my weapon because I'm gonna use whatever is
Whatever's
around me
Oh, exactly.
as a weapon
Around your girth.
around my girth
Yeah. Under. Well, you don't have a panis.
when I go back. So,
Sinner.
so I will tell you, I made a journey. I made a journey over the weekend. And I went.
To the liberal state of. Oh, you're not talking about that. Sorry.
No, we can.
Okay.
We can.
I thought that's where you were going with it.
Well, no, we can. I just don't want to. We're going to stay off the government. Our political guy,
political stuff.
Our
Yeah.
political guy, Mr. Tarver, is feeling a bit under the weather, and he's
I
not
didn't want to
here.
make it political. I just was saying that state is liberal.
No, they are.
So.
And so I had to go over there because I had a race. And
Where was the race at? What part of the state?
it was on the coast. It was in Gold Beach.
Gold Beach. Oh,
And-
that's down south.
Yes, and so
Okay.
I ran down toward California. But I will tell you this: when I was driving there, I actually had to dip down into California and come back up.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Crescent City area.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But man, there was.
The trees are pretty.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous
Beautiful.
area.
You want to
Beautiful
know what?
trees.
You want to? Okay, you want to know what I thought was amazing? All the pot farms and the hemp farm.
Just
Yeah.
out in the open?
Oh,
Yeah, they're like,
it's legal.
hemp. No, there's some pot. In
No,
there,
they're
too.
actually they can grow the pot there.
Yeah,
So the hemp, which is actually pretty amazing stuff.
What's the difference?
the THCs.
Yeah,
Oh,
they'll
the
test it,
it's
and
missing
there's
that
like
chemical.
if there's any
Yeah.
THC in there, they have to destroy the field. But the hemp fields are huge, and they use the fibers that they'll make like fake wood flooring and clothes. I
Rope.
mean, it's
rope and
Yeah,
I mean it's amazing
they'll
stuff.
they'll make like bricks out of it. You can like build like structures and buildings with this stuff. It's amazing stuff.
Wow.
But the hemp fields are just huge. And then you'll see the pot fields, the little marijuana grows, and they usually have high fences with like cameras around them. And they're a lot smaller. But they're everywhere down there. Just beautiful Oregon, and you're just cruising right along, and you're like, oh, those ain't Christmas trees. Those aren't Christmas trees. And I don't know, it was amazing. They were just freaking everywhere down there. And it was just, I don't know.
It's different. Like it's weird to see
different.
it because we're not used to it.
I'm not used to it. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
This is freaking cool.
Yeah.
Not that I smoke. I don't do drugs. I never even have. But the libertarian in me looks at it and goes, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, this is not a drug show.
I mean, does that make sense without
Yeah.
getting too political?
Yeah.
To me, it was
That's not-
absolutely amazing.
That's not political. That's all good.
So, but then we dropped down to California and saw much, much more of that.
Mhm.
But beautiful weather.
They can do that in California?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be darned.
So your journey was
Uneventful on the way
other
down.
than the race. I mean,
Yeah, so I had the race. I couldn't obviously bring a firearm. So
Right,
I
yeah.
put a post on Facebook because I wanted to know if I could actually have a firearm with me, and I didn't end up taking one. And I'm glad I didn't because we dipped down to California because we missed our turn.
Oh, gosh.
That would have been bad. But I put a post on Facebook asking because I wanted to take a firearm with me. I knew I couldn't carry it on my person. I wasn't even going to open carry, but I wanted one while we were traveling. And I read up in their laws a little bit, the best I could, and I found like two differing sides of it. One said that you could actually take the firearm with you as long as it was in your car and it was not concealed, like it was up on the dash. You could actually have it loaded and on the dash and open sight, and you'd be okay. Another one said that if you could have it in your vehicle with you, but it had to be, even if it was open, it had to be unloaded and separated. And I couldn't decide. I couldn't figure out which one was right.
I saw that too.
Someone's probably trying to troll you.
No,
Well, no, I saw that too because last year when I went to Oregon, I was looking at the same thing. And
So I just
couldn't figure it out.
I just left it at home just to be safe. Probably, I don't know if that's what you did or not,
No,
but
I took it with me, but
yeah, I just left mine at home. And anyhow, it's beautiful drive.
Dude, there is a town right down there where you were called Weed.
Yeah,
I've been there. Well, I've been past there.
yeah.
So
It's pretty neat area. It's a
Yeah.
pretty neat area.
yeah,
It's kind of cool. But yeah, the race was fantastic. Fantastic weather. I completed the race.
50 miler or whatever
50
they call
miles.
it. Yeah,
Did it rain too much? Was it a nice day?
No, it was beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky, and probably was a little cool in the morning, a little cool in the evening because the wind started to blow a little bit off the ocean. But during the day, it was probably 67 degrees.
That's crazy. You ran 50 miles. I don't even drive 50 miles.
I ran 50
serious?
miles. It took me 15 hours and 2 minutes. I came in 2 hours under the cutoff.
Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty good.
So I did pretty good. So let me tell you the story. And this is not real gun related, but it's pretty interesting. So we ran on the beach. We ran through the old growth forest. When I talk an old growth forest, I'm talking old growth, thick forest, like so thick that the tops of the trees are green, and like in spots nothing else is because the sun does not get to the ground.
Yeah.
You don't see any light in there hardly. Even during the daytime in spots, you almost needed your headlamp.
Wow.
Is that a big spider behind me?
Oh, it's just a little web, and
I'm not worried about it.
there's a fly in it.
This is my buddy Frank.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so we went through it. I got through it, and I picked up my son. My son paced for me the last 10 miles. We were most of the way back. We had 6 miles left. We got into this group of trees, and I was like, we got to get out of this forest before it gets dark. We had headlamps, no problem. I said, but I need to get out. Mentally, I was just going nuts. I was kind of drained. I wasn't making like the best choices at this point. Does that make sense?
Like the video of your first really long
It
race.
wasn't that bad, but I
That
had nothing left hardly.
Yeah.
And we were stumbling through this forest, and I'll be damned, it got dark. You couldn't even see the moon through those trees.
Mm-hmm.
And we had good headlamps, like $60 headlamps, nice headlamps, and really bright lumens. But all you could see is like the darkness just ate up your light almost.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the trail in front of you, and then you'd look up in the trees to find like a reflector ribbon to make sure you were on the trail, and the trails were a little sketchy at times. And it's just me and my son. We come around a corner, and there's this woman. She was racing, but she had a headlamp on. And I asked her if she was doing okay, and she was. And so we passed her. She goes, "I just need to get out of these trees. I need to get to the beach." And I was like, "Yeah, so do we." And so we ran on. We got about 15 foot away from her, and no more light. You couldn't see her light anymore. It was insane.
Whoa.
But we are in the. It felt really claustrophobic. But we were out there running in the forest, and my son, he's 14. Okay, and we listened to like podcasts and some different things. Not while we're out there, but about Sasquatch and whatnot. Anyhow, he's pretty. So he's pretty fresh. He's got fresh legs. I mean, the dude's only
country.
He's only like 5 miles in. I'm like 45 miles in, and he's behind me. He says, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna stay behind you just so I can kind of push you. Help keep you going." I said, "Okay, that's cool." It's dark. It is so dark, and the bugs and the caterpillars come out and stuff, and just weird stuff on the trail, the cool stuff. But I loved him. I loved having him there. But he was looking down as we were going. He's like, "Oh, there's a caterpillar. There's another caterpillar. There's another caterpillar." I was like, "Shut up! Like, shut up!" Stuff was like setting me off.
Crunch. Oh, that was a snail.
So he got kind of quiet. He's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, just focus, Todd. Get out of here. You got to get out of here. And we're going along, and all of a sudden he's like, Did you hear that? Did you hear that branch break? That twig snap?" And I'm like, and I just kind of ignored him. "I think I heard something howl," and I'm like, "Shut up! Would you just shut up?"
That's always trying to make you go faster.
He kept me going too.
He was just giving you some encouragement there.
In all reality, if something would have happened, he probably would have kicked me in the freaking knee and took off.
Attaboy. He only has to outrun you.
Yeah. But no, it was a good race. I completed it, so I'm happy, and I've got another 50 or 60 miler in April. So we'll see how
Where's
that
that one at?
That one is in Arizona.
Ooh.
It's around Prescott. It's called the Whiskey Run, the Circle Trail around Prescott, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyhow,
April.
that's what I did.
Crazy.
Yeah. Shit.
So I know it wasn't gun related, but that's
Holy cow.
what I have done.
Did you shit your pants?
No, why would I do that?
Well, that's what happens when you run that far.
No, you stop and use the bathroom.
Everything turns to liquid, and it just...
So you gotta you stop and then
Actually, you know what?
get
I ran
going
for
again?
15 hours. All I did is pee. I peed 3 times.
You didn't...
Dude, you're processing everything.
Just 3 times?
You're using everything.
Doesn't that mean like
3 times means
dehydration?
Todd was too lazy to stop and pee. I just ran until it was coming out my eyeballs at that point.
It's just dribbling down
Why are
your
your
legs.
shorts wet?
I needed to make time.
Yeah.
Your socks are soggy.
So my family met me at all the aid stations. This is like Todd's Race Report podcast is what this is. My family was at every aid station. And which is cool, right?
Yeah.
My wife
Cheering you
said
on.
that some husbands would like some guys would like come in and their family showed up with like Kentucky Fried Chicken and he'd sit down and have like a picnic with them. And so
Whoa.
What?
yeah, so anyhow, I came
Is that safe when you're running like that?
whatever. All people are different.
Doesn't that just like
No, because
wreck your guts?
because fats, you need even bad fats at that point, you burn the fats, they're longer lasting than the sugar is.
Wow.
So fats
Oh,
aren't bad for you. So I came into the aid station and it was great, dude. I'm like not talking much, hey, and I get my stuff because I was in and out there in like 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, I didn't want to sit down because I wasn't going to get up and go again if I did.
Yeah.
And I later on I see this picture. They took like a selfie, like a group selfie. My wife and my 3 kids did, and it's funny because they're all lined up and they took this group selfie. And they're all smiling at the camera, and they left a gap in the middle where I should be. And I'm back at the aid station filling my water up. So I'm in that. I'm in the
gonna
group.
Photoshop you in?
No, I'm in.
But
But
like
you're in the
background.
gap.
Yeah, but I'm
Way in the
busy.
back?
I'm busy doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's really
That's
kind of. It
hilarious.
was really
That's kinda
kind of
funny.
It was really kind of funny. But I'd come in, and my daughter would be like, I could hear her talking to my wife. Dad doesn't look well. He doesn't look good. Look at him like, no shit, I just ran 40 miles. But nah, it was a good run.
For the fun of it. No, just kidding.
It was fun. The views were breathtaking. I mean,
It's
you haven't even seen the pictures. I'll show you.
it's a totally different, like you just see stuff that you don't ever get to see.
Well, it was fine. It was 25 miles out, 25 miles back. And it was out back. So you didn't just go 50 miles.
Mhm.
So I'd seen all the sites when I ran the 25 out. Coming back is F the sites. I don't care about the sites. I
Right,
don't want to see
right.
anymore. I need to be.
But like, I mean,
This is all bullshit
Is
at
this
this
all
point.
stuff that you can't just drive and see all this stuff?
It is.
Yeah, so
It
that's
is.
what I mean. Is
You're coming down this mountain face and you come over this little rocky corner around a hairpin and you look down and the waves are just crashing on these rocks.
yeah,
And
see,
it's
you
like-
you won't ever see stuff like
It's
that.
like a secret beach down there that like no one can get to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's freaking fantastic. It was beautiful.
Mhm.
But that's what I did. That's about it.
dude.
It was fun. You come with me on that, and on the next one, you too, Mark.
Horse shit.
I'll meet you at the aid station.
Yeah.
How's that?
Okay, well,
I'll go hide in the woods and holler like a Sasquatch for you.
I'll run and I'll
running.
run faster. It's Oregon. I can't have my firearm,
Yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
I will run fast.
True.
So, Mr. Mark,
Yes.
do we have any thoughts from behind the gun counter? We haven't done it in such a long time.
Yes, to some degree. I want to get Dan's thoughts in really quick because
Oh, I like Dan.
he always likes to throw one at me.
Thank you, Dan, for switching shifts today.
Yes.
So Mark
and he
could be
did
here.
switch shifts with me so I could be here. Dan wanted to just reiterate the fact if you go and you're really interested in buying a gun, don't take your infant child or your 2-year-old or whatever that's going to be like playing with the fishing rods and all that stuff while you're trying to fill out the form.
Have them up at the gun counter handling them firearms with you.
It's
you guys
not
should have-
easy to, you know.
You should have some candy to hand out to those
Well,
kids.
we should probably.
And some
but
espresso to give them while they're
Maybe
waiting.
some handcuffs. So
Some
they
zip
can't-
ties.
Yeah, zip ties. That's Dan's, his entry in the thought behind the gun counter. Mine is a little different.
You texted me that one day. You're like, "Holy shit!"
Well, okay, so that's another. So I actually
Okay,
have. So
okay.
I have that one.
I jumped ahead.
which I'm going to jump into, but I have one that I'm really going to expand on.
Okay.
The pointing the gun or the showing the gun thing. It got a little ridiculous the other day, to the point where I actually text Todd. I'm like, 3 people have shown me their concealed fire or their carry firearm,
like drawn
it to
and
show
handed it-
me.
And did they hand it to you?
Yes, to hand to show me.
Here, check it out. My
You
fingers
know.
on the trigger too, by the way.
And I'm just like, I had to say something to someone. So I text Todd. I'm like, 3 people in one day that have done this. And I'm like, I cannot believe
Why
it.
are they doing that? What are they doing? What's the thought behind that?
Well, one of them wanted a different holster. The rest of them were just like talking about guns, and then all of a sudden, oh, look what I carry, you know. And I'm just like,
You couldn't have just told me what
what
you
do
carried?
you want me to do?
'Cause
I mean,
Chances are we have it in the counter here. I can look.
Yeah, exactly. I've got that gun sitting in the counter. I've probably seen it 1,000 times. What are you trying to impress me? I don't understand what the point of it is.
You need to put some signs up on your counter that say, we are fine if you want to conceal carry here. We're fine if you want to open carry here. Just please
Keep it in your pants.
Leave it in the
the holster unless you have to draw it for in a dire emergency
Yeah.
or a situation of some kind.
You know, there's weeks that go by before I have that happen. Why it happened in 3 times in one day, I don't know.
What are these people learning in their classes?
They're not, what classes?
That's true. They're not probably
They're
taking
not taking
They
any
don't have to
classes.
anymore, do they?
So
Do you-
that's part of the problem.
Are they local?
I'm sure most of them are. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not like regulars.
Do they look like
You know.
yahoos?
Are they?
Or do they look like they should know better? And I'm not meaning that rudely. You know what
but-
I'm talking about.
No, I know what you're talking about. There are a type of people I don't really think should have a firearm. I hate to say that. I know it's probably their right to do so, but I just don't get a good fuzzy feeling about it.
Right.
You know, but that's just that one thing. What I really want to talk about happened today, and this young man, probably, I don't know, 10, 11, maybe 12 years old. These kids come in, and I used to think this was cool, but now I don't. I think this is actually not a good thing. These kids would come in and they'd point to the Kel-Tec KSG or something.
Yeah.
And they'd tell you, oh, is that a KSG right there? You know? And I'm sitting here thinking, how do these kids know?
How old are they?
Probably 12 at max.
Right.
Like that's probably the, you know,
Is that the carbine? The
it's a bullpup shotgun.
It's awesome. It's got the dual tubes.
Dual
and
tubes and
I have
stuff.
like freaking 14 shells in there or something.
Yeah.
It's got a lever you can
You can flip tubes to, yeah. So you can load like buckshot.
Looks
on
all
one,
space
slugs on
agey.
the other side.
And you can change it while
Yeah.
you're
Where-
shooting.
Yeah.
Where the hell have you been? It's been out for like
Serious.
freaking
It's on
15
John Wick
years.
movie. I mean, John Wick uses one in the movie, but
You need to go to the gun store
I need
more.
to go get some more gun magazines and see what's coming out.
The heck?
but the problem that I used to think was cool was the kids knew these guns. You know, I figured, okay, yeah, they're learning them from the video games, right?
Right.
Well, now I'm getting to thinking, and I don't know why I went off on this, but when I was growing up, we watched Looney Tunes. We watched, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner and
Woody Woodpecker and Speedy
and,
Speedy Gonzalez.
Speedy
my
Gonzalez.
freaking
We
favorite.
watched
Animaniacs.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah.
Right? Yosemite Sam was going around shooting his guns everywhere, right?
Up in the air, mind you. Dangerous.
Elmer Fudd.
He
Elmer
could
Fudd.
levitate with his guns too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Elmer Fudd. Bugs Bunny would poke his finger in the end of the barrel, and Elmer Fudd's gun would blow up in his face, right?
Yeah.
So those cartoons were too violent. Those were deemed too violent because they don't have those cartoons on anymore, right?
Right.
But yet these kids know what a Kel-Tec KSG is.
They're playing that one game. What's that one game that they all play now?
Call of Duty or whatever.
No,
it
it's on the phone.
I don't know.
Sudoku.
No.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. That
Yeah.
damn Fortnite.
So stuff like that, though.
what the
I mean,
hell is that all about?
why is
Fortnite?
so how is Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd more violent than these video games?
In its day, it was violent.
Yeah, but okay.
For the
Yes,
time.
it was, but there's certain cases where, like I said, Elmer Fudd's gun would blow up in his face, right?
Right.
So it taught you that yes, it's not always going to hurt the person or the thing
Always check your muzzle
or
so
whatever
it's clear.
that you're trying to shoot at. It may blow up in your face. It may hurt you.
Right.
You know, I don't think it taught that necessarily, but it showed that, you know, the possibility. Like Wile E. Coyote with the stick of dynamite would blow himself up.
Right. So you're wondering how these kids know about these firearms.
I'm asking how they, or not that they, how they know,
YouTube, dude.
but how is this
Telling
any
you.
different to me? Like, how are video games today more violent, or not more violent? I should say.
I think
than back in the day.
it's just mainstream now.
I think it's just they're so desensitized by it
That too.
that
Yeah.
nobody bothers to look at what's happening. I mean,
Right.
I think that's a lot of the problem with these mass shootings is not. I'm not downplaying video games. I play video games too, but kids of a certain age are exposed to this stuff. You know, when they get exposed to this stuff, and then there's no parent there to tell them the difference.
Todd.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. There's no parent there to tell them the difference between reality and.
Well, here's the thing.
You know.
Here's the thing. They play video games. They watch a lot of movies. And I hate to say it, but if they don't know, if they've never actually been around a firearm, unless they go to a store and like look at an actual firearm, see one on the shelf, they see them in video games, they see them in movies. The bad guy or whoever you are in the video game, guess what? He gets shot, he dies. 30 seconds later, you've respawned.
Right.
And it's like there's no, it doesn't, you know, there's no consequence. And they're not stupid. I mean, they know they can kill people, but they don't see that. You see them coming back. That's all they see. In a movie, they'll go to a movie. They'll see an actor get shot and die in a movie. Guess what? 6 months later, he pops up in another freaking movie.
Damn it, Marvel.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's.
I
used to think it was cool that those kids would know what these guns are, but now I'm kind of seeing it in a different way. I don't think it's necessarily a good thing that they know what they are.
I agree, and part of this is how old are you, Mark?
40.
You're getting old, Mark.
I know.
You're getting old like me.
I know.
I mean that's what it is. I mean that it's. I understand what you're saying.
Well,
but
with age comes wisdom.
True.
That's what I mean.
That's what I'm getting at is
he's
kids
the
that
oldest
young,
one out of all of us. How old
kids
are you?
that young do not. I don't think they need to know this stuff yet.
How old are you?
Dude, we're the same age. We were born the same year.
You look. Were we?
Yes.
You look older.
You got more gray
I was
than
gonna
me.
say, you got more gray, so.
And I've got more hair on
You
top.
act older.
Oh, really? Thank
Uh,
you.
we were-
Thank you,
we were-
Todd.
Percocet Dean acts older than you. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. Mark's looking at us because as you showed up for the podcast today, we're in here laughing our butts off watching Trailer Park Boys.
I don't blame you. That's a good show. I like it.
I do still watch cartoons on Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, I love Adult
Yeah.
Swim too.
You know, as soon as the wife goes to bed, then I
Yeah.
can fire it up. But yeah,
All in secret, top secret.
right? Yeah.
And I don't want to like make this out to be another mass shooting type episode. I just I don't know. I just see things differently with cartoons with us growing up watching that stuff versus what kids are subjected to nowadays.
Right.
I think it's worse.
No, you
nowadays.
got it. You got
It's more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. They're just getting desensitized.
Yeah.
They are.
So
So you brought up, or you didn't bring it up. You were talking, and I talked about what kind of people were they that were showing you their fire, that were drawing their firearms and and showing you in the store.
yeah, I'm not saying they're nefarious characters. They're not like
No, but I wanted
they don't
to
like look like they're thugs or anything.
I
you know,
wanted
but
I wanted to leave that to portray into something else. When I was on the radio, did the radio show today, someone called in, and he says, we were talking about the sheriffs saying they weren't gonna enforce these laws, they weren't gonna do this, and some to a certain extent law enforcement was gonna be immune. He goes, well, what we need to do is we need to come in. These sheriffs that say they're gonna stand up for us, they need to go ahead, and all the firearms guys, the guys that have firearms, the guys that have got their concealed carry permits, need to deputize all of them. And then anyhow, he went on, and you know what? I wanted to say something on the radio, but there's only certain things I can say on the radio, okay? And you have to pick and choose your battles. But I'm thinking, really? You think we need to deputize everyone that has a freaking firearm out there? There's people. I hate to be this guy because I believe the Second
I know where
Amendment.
you're going.
There is so many people out there that have a freaking firearm that haven't taken a class.
Okay.
That they don't know anything. They should not.
on that.
There's no way they should be allowed to arrest somebody.
The people that do take the class, you and I both know
There's
that
some
there's
of them,
certain
too.
ones
There
that
are.
should not be
They're
probably, getting their permit.
Yeah. And so I just was like, I don't know.
That's why I think like, the guy that can I say his name?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The guy
dude.
at the,
Dietrich?
no, the guy that gives out the, he runs your fingerprints.
Oh,
and-
Sugden. Doug
Okay,
Sugden.
okay. I didn't know if I could say
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name.
I'm like, who the hell
I think it'd be great. Sorry,
There's so much stuff
Just
we-
edit that part out.
There's
'cause-
so much stuff we talk about on here. We used to look at each other
Yeah.
before the show. Go, don't talk about that.
Yeah, so just edit that part out. Anyway, I think it'd be great to have Sugden on here because I'm curious
We
to
need
know.
to.
I'm curious to know like how many people, because he interviews people, he takes their fingerprints and everything like
he
that.
He doesn't really have to interview him, but he does.
But he does
because
he wants to get to know
keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Does he really?
He
That's
wants to
smart.
know.
Well, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get to know the person before you just say, yes, I'm going to give you this.
Right. No, it is a good idea. He doesn't have to, and he's not. It's not a requirement by the state of Idaho, and he can't look at you and say, if you pass the background check, he can't look at you and say, nope, you can't have a firearm. If you pass everything in the state of Idaho, you will get your permit.
Mm-hmm.
But he fills you out a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad that he does.
You know if you ever went and got your freaking permit.
But I am curious to know how many people he thinks, yes, if they pass all their requirements, they can get it. But I want to know his opinion on how many people he thinks should probably not get it.
Like percentage.
Say out of how many out of 40 people does he think maybe?
Right.
Just out of curiosity.
I need to have him on. I just need to go ask him. We just need to coordinate it because you said you wanted to be here for sure when he was here.
Yeah. I know Sugden,
So yeah, I need to go down there and give him a hat and see if he wants to be on the freaking radio show or the podcast, which is better than the radio show.
Yeah.
Because
we got Percocet.
I can say whatever the hell I want here. Whatever the hell I want.
Whenever the hell you want.
Whatever, whenever.
Speaking of hell, the Hellcat. No, just kidding.
Yeah, the Hellcat. That's a good. You're like Mr. Segway.
I don't know about that.
I was thinking about that today, and I was like, man, if I don't print anything off, we don't have any stories. I said, Mark's really good at the segues, and I can always tell when he remembers something that we said we were going to talk
about.
because
this giant light bulb goes off over my head.
But we're all we're all children, and we refuse to write any of it down. And so I rely on Mark to remember.
I do my best work when I'm off script.
We do.
True. Improv is the best.
To be honest with you, some of the best shows, I should just hit record at the beginning when you guys first walk in here, because we almost have like a pre-show before the actual
The planning
show.
session is pretty fun.
Yeah, when Dean and I get together, it's on.
Yeah, it's
on.
Yeah.
So tell everyone about the Hellcat. I know I touched on it a few podcasts back, but I hadn't seen it. It hadn't showed up yet.
So the Hellcat, it's the new Springfield Armory. It's the competitor kind of to the P365 SIG, high capacity, small little gun, 9mm. Comes with 13 round mag and 11 round mag. Pretty nice gun. The only thing I can nitpick on it was the magazine wiggles a little bit, but granted, I didn't have it loaded. So
I think tighten up.
Yeah, once you load the magazine, it'll probably.
I think in the other ones they rattle a little bit.
They do.
They jangle, jingle. Just in time for Christmas.
First impression. I wish I got to shoot it, but we sold them before I could get a chance to buy one. Anyway,
sorry, we're having our own conversation.
On the Springfield Armory website here, it's got a.
It is. It's made by HS Product, just like the XDs are. They did away with the grip safety on
Didn't
it.
they used to make like an HS 2000 or something?
Yeah, so the HS Product came out with the HS 2000.
What's that site on the top?
So that's the OSP edition.
Let me see.
Which has got it's a cutout on the slide from a modular, or a Glock calls it a modular optics system, but it's an OSP, so it's a.
That looks like it would be awful hard to draw out of your britches.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's intended purpose to, and this is something else I want to touch on is
we touch on
these little tiny guns with these little micro red dots.
Red dots are stupid.
Okay,
Here's just freaking say.
Here's the point.
Red dots are stupid. Sorry.
What is the point of a concealed carry gun? It's usually going to be used in an up close personal. I mean, you're going to be closer to the individual than you probably want to be. Are you really going to have time to grab your little red dot and turn it on? And yes, I know there's holsters out there or whatever motion sensor ones that come on, but you're going to be so close that red dot is going to be pointless.
If you are not out competing, red dots are just pointless to have.
Very much.
Typically,
no one's going to compete with this micro compact.
No.
Typically,
that's silly.
Well, I could see there'd be one reason for them, and I'll get to it in my mind. Typically, you use a gun, a handgun in a self-defense scenario, you're not even looking at the damn sights hardly, right? I mean, you're just not going to because it's so up close and personal.
Most of the time in a
you're going to point shoot.
I'm going to use the front sight only pretty much.
Yeah.
And I probably won't even use that much.
Freaking red dot. I knew a guy that shot irons. He competes, got red dots, started shooting with the red dot, and said he went to where he was shooting his iron sights again, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
He couldn't use his irons?
He couldn't. He got so used to using the damn red dot. I tell you what, leave the red dot at the store. I'm not trying to cost anyone a sale. Leave the red dot at the store and teach yourself to shoot your freaking firearm, your handgun, with both eyes open.
Yeah, both eyes open.
Both eyes open.
It does have unique sights on this thing. The back sight is a U.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
you
U.
It's not
haven't even-
squared off.
You
It's-
haven't even seen weird sights. We'll
The
talk about
front
weird
sight-
sights in a minute.
So SIG's got even a
Yeah,
more
and
weird
I'm gonna
one.
rant
It's called
on that
the
piece
it's called
of
the SAS, the
don't know.
365 SAS.
They're not the first one to have that. though.
No, the SIG anti-snag system. The sights do not sit above or on top of the rail. They are in
Look it up.
in the rail.
Look it up. SIG P365 SAS.
Anyway,
Dumbest. And
the one thing I do have good to say about the Hellcat, well, it's not one. There's probably I don't mind it that much. I'm not a big Springfield fan, but because it's not actually a Springfield gun, but they just slap their name on it and charge you a lot more.
made in
It's
Croatia.
Croatian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Croatian. But anyway, the one thing that they did well on the Hellcat is they made a I don't know how they call it, an anti out of battery thing. So if you are so close to a person where you just shove your gun into them,
Yeah.
it will not go out of battery. So
Yep.
it'll fire.
Yeah.
You know, some guns, if
How
you
does
shove
that-
it into a soft tissue or someone's stomach or whatever, it'll go out of battery
And it won't fire.
And it won't fire.
So how does that work? How do they get it to do that?
I haven't had time to really look at it to test it out, so I'm not sure how they get
and
it
that's
to
the
do
SIG
that. But
that does that?
no, that's the
that's the
Hellcat.
Hellcat.
Yeah,
So I want to buy a Hellcat and I want to use it. I want to carry it while I'm driving my Hellcat.
that would be cool.
That'd be
Yeah,
badass.
in fact, I wish they would put the Hellcat symbol on the gun
Oh yeah.
because I think that would be cool.
little Dodge cross promote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Little
Get a Hellcat if you buy a Hellcat.
purple. No. So anyhow, you're looking, Deeks. I know you haven't seen these sites, these SAS sites.
I'm trying to figure out what
So
the hell is this?
I've got a question for you. And if you guys would ever listen, you don't ever listen. You don't ever freaking listen. So nobody knows. I'm
Way
going
to
to
go,
have
make
this.
me feel bad.
I'm going to have this. Well, you should.
I should.
I'm going to have this argument right now.
Wait.
Again,
So is this sight just in the rear? That's it. It's one piece in the rear of the slide.
so
No, it's okay.
it's stupid, is what it is. So pull. So this is what I'm going to say. This sight is cut down into the freaking firearm. There's nothing. It's anti-snag. There's nothing that sticks up above the slide. Right.
Right.
Okay. So you are. It's almost like I'm going to liken it to pointing a. Yeah, hit power up. I'm going to like it to aiming a shotgun at someone. Upper right. I'm going to liken it to aiming a shotgun at someone, okay? You can still use that sight, but you're essentially looking at the back of the freaking slide. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what this is.
So, why can't I, instead of spending money on this, why couldn't I just take my G19, freaking knock the damn sights off of it, take a marker, take some fingernail polish, put a red dot in the center on the back of my freaking slide, and that wouldn't be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. Am I right?
Yes.
Same damn
I don't know. That looks
thing.
like it's tritium.
Yeah, it is a
It
tritium.
is, but it's down in there.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the back of the freaking slide.
Mhm.
If I put that on the back of my G19 and knocked off the other sights and just put a little dot there, it's the same freaking thing.
For those of you who can't see, we are using technology right now.
I don't know, Todd. I kind of like this.
Yeah, but I know,
'Cause-
but that's the same thing.
Yeah, it
It's the
teaches you
same
to,
thing.
to
It's-
like point shoot.
It's
and not use your
teaching you
slide.
how to point shoot.
Yeah, not use your sights as much.
Save. How much is that gun?
Well, the regular one's like 500, so
So
and they've
$600
got-
bucks.
Like the XL would be like 580, so you're probably within 5 to 580 somewhere in there.
$300. You bring me your gun. I'll grind your damn sights off, and I'll put a red dot on the back of your slide. Bam! You just saved $300.
I'll just take like an angle grinder and just
Well, I mean,
gouge into the top of your slide.
That's all. Yeah, because I mean,
I
the-
think
that's
I would
all it
just,
is.
Not worry about it and just learn how to shoot. Right? That's your point.
I think everyone should just get a high point and throw it at someone.
So let
right?
me let
or
me
a turnip.
So let me
Yeah,
let me ask you this. This is a non-snag, right?
yeah, it's supposed to be an anti-snag.
Have you ever? I mean, anti-snag what? If you've got a good holster, it doesn't matter if it's
Have you ever had problems with snagging?
not really.
You know, when you've been running drills.
I've
or
had problems
anything?
with nagging, but
Snag.
and you got rid of that.
I got rid of that. I hope she doesn't listen.
You got a puppy.
But I mean, maybe just a little bit. But I mean, the whole gun gets hooked up on it, not the sights, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So or are they trying to encourage pocket carry? Are they trying to encourage not carrying a decent holster? I mean, come on,
Probably.
really?
I mean, well, I mean,
What the hell is that?
I don't
It's
think they're trying to
easy-
encourage it necessarily,
easy
but
carry.
they're trying to make it accessible to every type of carry.
Get a decent holster
Or
and it's
something, I don't know.
accessible.
That trigger's funny looking too.
This is the X series, so this is their XL model, the SIG 365 XL, which is longer slide. It's got the slide milled for the red dot, which is stupid, but and then it's got, so you have your longer sight radius because of your longer slide, obviously, and an X series trigger. So the trigger's a little nicer in this one than it is on the.
Red dots and SAS sights are stupid.
Yeah.
This is a red dot.
I mean, it's
No,
milled
it's-
for
Oh,
it.
it's milled
it's
for it, so
milled
you can
for
put
it.
one on.
Yeah, it doesn't
my.
come with
That's
it.
what I'm going to say. Red dots and SAS sights are stupid.
On a concealed carry gun, yes, definitely.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah, if you're gonna shoot competition at the range,
Sure, red
whatever,
dot, go for it. If you want as a range toy, freaking go for it.
But your whole purpose of a concealed carry gun is
Small.
Point
small,
and shoot. Yeah.
don't
Or-
have a lot of
Yeah.
frills, just protection. That's what it's for.
I don't know. Just stupid.
My
don't know,
concealed
from
carry
the-
gun looks better than yours.
From the angle of the this special milled in SIG, what do they call that?
SAS.
The SAS sight. I don't think that's very practical because it's so far back.
The only thing I can see
You
is
wouldn't
that,
even.
I don't know if it does necessarily, but it lowers your bore axis a little bit. But on that,
Not
type,
a
of,
whole
on that
lot.
type of pistol, I don't know
Sights
that it's going to matter.
sights don't make that much weight
No,
up
it's
there.
not going to matter that much.
In order
on
to
that.
get the thing to even line up, you'd have to bring it even further up into your line of sight.
I'd be more impressed with a set of regular sights on there, iron sights on there, but that were freaking claw sights. So you could rack that thing one-handed on your freaking jeans
Yeah,
right?
than I would
That's true.
SAS.
Yeah,
That the claw sights make a lot more sense to me than
yeah.
than those. But what the hell do I know? I've never shot one.
I don't know. What do you know? You just do this for a living.
I've never. I haven't had one of those come into class yet.
I get that problem at work too. What the hell do I know? I just went to school for this for.
Yeah, I don't know nothing.
Okay, yeah.
What school did you go to?
Idaho State.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's a master's program. Anyway,
Oh, right on.
so yeah, back to guns.
But I don't know. I'm waiting though. I'm waiting. So the Hellcat came out. So now Tarver, I will say, Mr. Tarver went in today, and he held one in his hand. He almost walked out with one. He almost bought one
You
today.
didn't buy it?
He didn't buy it.
Oh.
He was under, and I understand this.
Wait. Is he holding out for a yeet cannon?
Yeah, that's it. No, what we decided, or what he kind of decided, was, you know what? The 365 came out, and then now Springfield came out with the Hellcat, which is kind of following the ranks of the 365.
Yeah.
And
guess who else
now
came out with one?
Smith and Wesson is,
Yep.
so we were waiting to see what else is coming out. Do you see what I'm saying? Before you just buy one.
Well, here's the
Do you
thing. Like,
trust SIG now after the.
Tarver hates. He doesn't trust the 365.
okay, so yeah, because it had problems.
It just shot someone in the freaking wiener, or didn't, but it went off in a holster, so it could.
So the trend that I
I
see
just shot
already
myself
though
in the wiener.
is it used to be the single stack.
It fit in your hand.
My wiener just went off.
You had your shields single stack. You had your XDS single stack. The LC9 single stack.
Right.
Glock 43, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Well, now you see all these little miniature fat guns, as I call them,
Yeah.
that double stack more capacity, which I get. I'm fully for more capacity, but the market is so flooded with concealed carry pistols.
So
How does anyone even determine what
I don't
to get
know anyone
anymore?
carries a little gun
on the-
anyway.
on that picture there is the one on the right a single stack, and the one on the left is the new gun?
No,
Is that
this
what it
is the OSP edition.
With the sight.
Oh no, because this is different sights on it. I'm not sure what this
See,
is.
the back end looks just a little bit different.
Yeah, it
I
does.
don't know. I don't
anyway.
understand little guns, to be honest with you. I don't understand them. I
Yeah,
carry
because you carry the VP9.
I carry a full size gun. I never felt the need to carry a little tiny gun.
Well, it's funny how
I could shoot a full size gun better.
the trend when the concealed, I'm doing quotes right now, air quotes,
Air
concealed carry
quotes.
concealed carry pistol came out. They went for like 6 rounds, 7 rounds because of the concealability of it.
Right.
Well, so that goes away from the compact or the full size gun, right?
Right.
Well, now what's the trend? They're going back the other way.
People want more rounds.
Exactly. So you see where it's going. It's like they went one way. Now all of a sudden they U-turn, go back the other way. yes, it's a smaller gun.
They're just
but
chasing what sells.
they're just going for a market.
And everything, the market was so flooded with them, they decided to go back the other direction. I mean, Glocks had little smaller, compact, double-stack guns forever, right?
Yeah.
That's what a Model 30 is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a Glock 26 is.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird. So it'll be groundbreaking though when the PD-10 finally comes out.
Oh, for shit's sake!
So
is this is this
no
Hellcat
comment.
It'll be groundbreaking because you're going to bury it in the ground.
I'm buying it.
Are they going to make the Hellcat in any other calibers?
I doubt it, but you never know.
Nine is
just
where it's at in that
yeah.
gun. Yeah.
I get all these people, 9's such a crappy round, it won't do anything. Well,
It's not. It's the most popular
try
round right now.
telling all the manufacturers that right now because try telling gun stores that because look at what's in the cases.
You should have said, "Good Lord, you carry a 40, don't you?"
Oh my God, you're so behind the times. You're so 1990s.
Oh man.
So what's the other one that's coming out? Is it
Smith
Smith?
& Wesson 2.0 compact.
Are you trying to find a picture? Is there a picture up
of
there?
the 2.0 compact?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can bring it up.
Find the damn picture. I never heard of this.
So it's
piece of crap.
12 round so it's right in between
We need to surf the internet while we're on.
Look at this. Yeah.
We need to surf the internet while you're a good internet surfer over there.
Oh, dude, this is what I do.
You got,
At work all day long. I mean, I just go for
Pull
it.
this up.
No dead air.
Dead air.
Yeah, dead air. Yeah, dead air.
Did you just type in goats? I don't want to look at anything concerning goats.
No,
Hemorrhoids
it
and
was
goats.
like big black. Anyway, no.
Is that Izzy?
So
Yeah,
it'll
it's
probably
on the
have
box,
the 3.6 inch barrel, but it's going to be crud.
So is it an M&P series?
Sorry, it's probably the subcompact. I probably put that in wrong.
More dead air. You got to learn to type quicker if we're going to do
Sorry.
this.
I usually have to look at the keyboard and hunt and peck.
Keyboard sounds. Well,
It's something.
Well, I'm usually a hunt and peck kind of guy, so it's kind of weird for me not to look at the keyboard.
Gotcha.
So it's all it is. It's a double stack that's really small.
It's a double stack. It's a 12 round. They just debuted it like it's just very recently, but
Now those M&Ps, they get good reviews. You guys like them? Fits good in the hand.
I like them. But I mean,
I'm trading off my MP 45 shield
Your
for
shield,
some work
yeah.
on my Scout.
That
Hey, I saw you got your
that gun is a handful. Honestly,
I'm trading it
I
off.
thought I thought it shot pretty good for being a small.
Oh,
as
it did.
is.
It's not that I don't like it, but
Yeah.
what am I going to freaking do with it?
shoot your wiener off.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's basically just a small version of a 2.0. I mean, 12 rounds. It's
All right, it's
what I do
another
now.
black pistol that's small and double stack.
well, that's pretty
Yep.
much what the market
that's
is.
what everything is, right?
Yeah, unless you're Taurus and you do like 80 gajillion different colors.
So, okay. Well, anything else newsworthy
Wait,
besides
what was that?
What are we doing?
Go
What
back.
are you doing?
We
Sorry.
Go
gun
back.
shopping online or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, what is that?
So that's the integrated laser. This is a shield.
Okay.
Oh, so it's the same.
We got.
How
we
long
got to
is the
quit.
barrel on that?
We got to
thing?
quit.
That looks
Everybody's gonna listen to this and be like, they're just
that's
surfing
like
the
a-
web. What
That's
the
like
hell?
a 2-inch
we-
barrel on there.
We got
That's-
to. We got to talk about something
That's
else
just
here, folks.
recalculous.
Anything else happened at the gun store? Worthwhile? Anything?
I can't announce it yet because it's not official.
Yeah, big
So.
sale.
Well, there's a sale. Yeah, there's a
There's
sale
always a
coming
sale.
up, but,
Okay,
Yeah.
no
but
problem.
no,
I'm not going to pressure you.
I can't say it because it hasn't been public knowledge yet. So,
Okay. No problem. Well,
but it's something big.
so
I'll tell
with-
you that.
I'm curious.
It's actually something bigger.
big,
Let's put it that way.
bigger gun. Ooh,
Uh,
ooh. Hey, look, there's one that's not black.
Hey,
So I got a question. Do you guys keep in stock like AR-10s?
yeah,
Can
we've
you
got
get
a
it here?
few.
Do they sell very many of those? They're very popular.
They get kind
Yeah.
of spendy. I mean, unless you get like a DPMS Oracle,
Huh?
which is like a cheaper version, but like the ones we have, Daniel Defense, and that Daniel's about $3,000 almost.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a nice gun, but I don't think it's $3,000.
But
got an
you
80%.
pay for it.
Got an 80% lower.
That you'll set up for.
I won't say no.
Are they?
No, it's nothing's been done to it.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I
if
ain't
you want like
selling
the 308, we've got one, and then we've got a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Do you sell a lot in other than 308?
Well, no. The 224 Valkyrie, but it's not an AR-10.
224 Val. And isn't that just a? That remind me. Is that just a
6.8
blown out?
It's a 6.8 SPC that's neck down to a 224.
God, rifle stuff is so boring.
So it's bigger than a 223.
Well, no, yeah, just by a little bit.
So what's the 223
technically not, but-
round that was that is blown out just a little bit? What's that one called? The Will
the Wild or Wildy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one I was thinking. Okay, so it's not that. It's
It's
something
actually what that
completely
is.
different.
It's like it's just made to chamber better.
Oh,
um,
really?
Yeah.
So it's really not that
because
any more
there's a
capacity
little
here.
bit of a difference between a 5.56 and a 223. Just
Right.
like a thousandth of a
Yeah.
head space. I don't know. But the 223 Wild, as I call it, some people call it Wildy, but it chambers. It just chambers better.
Is it a beast?
a Wild?
Anyway,
No,
it just functions better.
It's supposed to just like accept the 5.56, the 223. It just chambers both rounds better, so that there's no gap.
Less jams.
Well, jamming's not really an issue. It's just like if you jam, it's kind of hard to tell you, but like it involves like the lands of the rifling and everything like that, and over time the lands just wear away on So with the Wild, it kind of See, he's already bored. He's snoring. He's snoring.
Well, that's because he's never read a reloading manual.
I don't have to. It puts the primer in the case, the powder
lotion
in the
on the
case,
skin.
the lotion on the skin, and then you have
Or it
someone
gets
else
the hose
pull the
again.
damn trigger. Look I got it all set up over there.
All right. It's
Oh
a
my
broken
gosh.
record.
Oh
we
my
need to
goodness.
do a podcast one of these evenings where I'm just reloading.
You're just you can just go sit over there in the corner and blow
Freaking
yourself
reload.
up, and
I just
we'll
do
talk.
some reloading, and
And
you
we
can go out
can
and
sit
shoot
here
them for
and-
me.
Oh my gosh, no! We can sit here and critique your technique over there while you're doing it.
Sure.
Yeah. So, there goes Todd. He actually is using.
Look at him grab that handle. Oh, look at him.
Look at that. Those brass are not all from the same case lot. Those are all different.
That powder, is it for the same lot?
I don't think so.
upstroke.
In fact, I think he's using a new technique this time. His powder is actually from two different powders.
He's getting the
mixing
case
powders.
lube out.
He's getting ready to ram that primer home.
Oh God, this turned bad really quick.
Oh my god!
I don't think we should do that.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, shut that off. You guys are looking at
I'm
there.
gone.
We need to chit chat.
That's a pretty red one up there. That's pretty.
Shut her off.
Okay, it's off.
Anyway,
We're done.
Sorry, folks. We were surfing the web.
My
True.
gosh, that got out of hand.
Interesting stuff there.
Freaking got out of hand.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, well, you brought it up. You said, let's do this. And then now we're like, no, it's not.
Well, you guys started boring me talking about Land's End products or something.
Well, I'm sure some of our at least a portion of our listening podcast audience is
They can
intelligent
listen
enough
to the reloading podcast.
they can go listen to what's the big one? Shit, I just dropped the ball on that horse.
Gun
shit.
Talk.
Sorry. Gun Talk. Yeah, go listen to Gun Talk.
I haven't listened to Tom Gresham
man,
either.
I
haven't
feel
listened to
bad
it.
now.
It's so long. What happened?
So-
Dan's been getting bombarded with deer tags and duck stamps all night long.
Oh.
Oh,
And he's
sorry.
like, you took advantage of me.
Is that? Do you have to work tomorrow night then?
No, I just switched him shifts today, so I worked the morning instead.
Okay, well, I tell you what. I think we're done. I think we probably should wrap this up.
How late
I
is it? What
I
time
feel
is it?
like just getting started there. If I go home, I have to do a honeydew list.
Well, you can hang out here. We can watch more Trailer Park Boys. So it's good to have you guys back again. So now that winter's settling in, it's getting colder. Stuff's starting to slow down. Maybe we can all get back together. Get Tarver here too.
You should work it out so we can call in.
That takes money. Well, I can do that.
You could probably work it. Anyway, yeah, good talk. Good to see you guys. It's always good to come and blow off steam and talk about hemorrhoids.
Mark, I got him kicked off the freaking computer, so now he's surfing his phone.
No, I was just telling Dan I'm sorry.
Okay, well, until then, we will see you guys. Oh, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
we haven't got any calls. We haven't got any.
Hey,
Does that number even work still?
the numbers.
It's
the
taken
number
down,
doesn't
right?
work. Call me.
Call Todd.
email, call.
I'm taking a step out of the process. That number is null and void. They canceled that like freaking 6 weeks ago. So if you called it, I'm sorry. You need to call me. You need to text me. Area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. You can email me. What?
I'm just trying to memorize your number.
You can email me at Patriot Defense 13 at Yahoo.
Yoo-hoo?
Is that what it is?
Yoo-hoo.
I don't know.
It's
Whatever.
at Yoo-hoo.
Just get a hold of me, man. Let me know you listen. Like, share the pod, whatever.
Yoo-hoo.
Okay, bye.
Yoo-hoo.